You know, people love to talk about what makes someone irresistible. Movie stars, models, charmers, everyone has their own idea. But let me ask you, have you ever noticed how many couples you see with an older man and a younger woman? I bet you have. Maybe at a restaurant, in the park, or even scrolling through your own social feed. What is it? Is it the salt and pepper hair? The well-worn smile lines? The confidence of someone who's seen a few things? Today, we're diving right into the heart of what women find undeniably irresistible in older men, and if you stick around, you might realize it isn't what you think. Let's start with something nobody can deny. Picture a man in his 40s or 50s, calm, collected, unbothered by the chaos around him. He's not racing around like he's trying to prove something. Where a younger guy might react to every slight or inconvenience, this man just takes it all in stride. You feel that? True confidence, the kind that's magnetic to women, is the result of years spent learning what works in life, and more importantly, what doesn't. Older men, for the most part, have already fought their inner battles. They know how to handle a setback. They don't crumble if someone disagrees with them, nor do they puff up and get defensive. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a mature man start a pointless argument at a party or lose his cool when plans changed suddenly? Rarely, right? Contrast that with the volatility of a guy still finding his place in the world. Women are acutely aware of this difference. But let's get something straight. It's not about being emotionless or cold. Quite the opposite. Because with years comes the emotional maturity that allows someone to express their feelings honestly and appropriately. An older man knows when to apologize, when to stand his ground, and when to comfort rather than criticize. There's something about the way older men simply carry themselves. It's not unusual to hear women describe them as charismatic, even if they're quiet. It's a presence, a sense of gravitas that can't be faked. The way he stands, unhurried. The way he laughs, fully, with the kind of freedom that comes from having laughed at life's absurdities many times before. It's there in the salt and pepper hair, yes, but also in the comfortable clothes that he clearly picked for himself and not because they were on some influencer's top 10 list this week. That kind of style and self-assurance is magnetic because it signals security and, not to get too evolutionary here, security matters. Not just financial, but emotional and social security. Older men who've carved a spot for themselves in the world, who have survived the ups and downs, tend to be more stable. Women are drawn to that. Many older men have seen enough to know that people are complicated. They don't rush to conclusions or make drama out of differences. If a woman is having a tough day, it's not a competition about who's struggling more. There's understanding, empathy, and a willingness to help. Not because he has to, but because he wants to. The appeal? He's a partner, not a project. Older men, more often than not, are helpers and equal teammates in a relationship. Ask around, and you'll hear stories of those who never act like chores are only a woman's duty, or who pitch in around the house with zero complaint. For a woman tired of outdated ideas or one-sided effort, that is irresistible. Don't misunderstand. This doesn't mean every older man is perfect, or that every younger man is immature. But on balance, the cultural experience, life lessons, and the realities of grown-up relationships shape men as they age. Women don't have to decode mixed signals or wonder if he's saying things just to impress. If he's interested, he says so. If he cares, he shows it. If he disagrees, he does so respectfully. That kind of authenticity makes a woman feel safe, appreciated, and genuinely valued. We have to mention respect, too. Older men, having made their own mistakes and learned from them, often have a nuanced, respectful approach to women. They don't talk over them or ignore their expertise. It comes from learning, maybe the hard way, that real partnership thrives on respect. A woman walking into a relationship with someone who knows her worth, treats her like an equal, and demonstrates courtesy, old-fashioned or not, can't help but be drawn in. Now you might be thinking, Is it just about avoiding drama? Do older men simply seem easier because they're calmer or quieter? That's part of it, but there's more. There's also the practical side. Also, if you're ready to fast-track your success, check out my new course in the description or comments for exclusive strategies. He can take care of himself, so together they form a partnership of equals, each bringing strengths. And with self-sufficiency comes another attractive trait: non-neediness. That alone is a game changer. The older man doesn't cling. He isn't threatened by a woman's other friendships, ambitions, or independence. He has his own passions and a sense of self, so there's no desperate neediness that can make relationships suffocating. Women know they are chosen, wanted, and respected, not used as a crutch. At this point, you may be wondering, what about the infamous stereotype? No, it's not just about money. While financial stability might be a result of a longer career or more careful planning, the attraction is far less about bank balances and far more about the mindset that built that stability. Women are not just looking for wallets with a personality attached. The idea that women only gravitate to older men for financial gain is an outdated trope. It's not just a list of traits, it's something deeper. It's the essence of what all those qualities point to: a sense of groundedness. Older men are grounded. They know themselves. They have a stable center. They're not pulled off course by every passing trend, mood, or challenge. This groundedness appears as confidence, maturity, emotional intelligence, respect, self-sufficiency, and authenticity. All roads lead back to this central quality: a man who is rooted, secure, and absolutely real. Think of any conversation you've had with someone truly grounded. You walk away feeling steadier, more sure of yourself, and at ease. That's the gift older men bring to the table, and women recognize it often within minutes of a first meeting. This groundedness makes older men safe, not in a boring way, but in a way that allows adventure, growth, and, yes, even excitement to bloom. With a grounded man, a woman can share her ambitions, her vulnerabilities, and her quirks, confident that he'll meet her with understanding, not judgment. He isn't there to compete or to win, but to walk beside her. That's the kind of partnership that draws women in and keeps them engaged. People sometimes wonder if the age gap is really just a fantasy, if it'll fade once the blush of newness wears off. Yet, the foundation of groundedness doesn't disappear. It grows stronger with time. Of course, every relationship has challenges, and age is just a number if the mindset isn't there. An older man who's bitter, closed off, or stuck in the past won't have much success. But the irresistible quality we're talking about comes from being open, willing to learn, and growing still, even after decades on the planet. Another aspect that amplifies this type of presence is wisdom. Experience isn't just stories to share over dinner. It's a different way of seeing the world. Imagine two partners faced with a sudden challenge: a lost job, a health scare, an unexpected life turn. The grounded man doesn't panic or lash out. He assesses, he reassures, and most of all, he supports. Women see this and know that the storms of life won't be faced alone. There will always be a steady hand at the helm, a voice of reason, and a heart that prioritizes partnership. What's just as important is that this sense of groundedness makes room for fun and spontaneity. Counterintuitive as it sounds, older men often bring more playfulness to a relationship because they're comfortable in their own skins. They're less worried about image or conventions. Dancing in the rain, taking a last-minute trip, or making a mess cooking dinner. These experiences are approached with joy, not self-consciousness. Women love that sense of real, unself-conscious enjoyment. And it doesn't stop with romance or adventure. Not arrogant, not controlling, but comfortable, genuinely comfortable, in their own skin. That grounded confidence, shaped by experience and tempered by time, is what makes a lasting impression. You might notice that women who date or marry older men will talk about feeling respected, understood, cared for, and safe. But if you dig a little deeper, what they're really describing is this presence, this groundedness. You can't fake it. You can't shortcut your way there. It's something that's earned over the years and shines out in dozens of small ways, through patience, kindness, calm, and being deeply, authentically you. So, if you're watching this and wondering if it's too late or if you missed your chance, know this. Every year, with every lesson learned, you are honing the one quality that's genuinely irresistible. You're becoming more grounded, more yourself, and that, above all, is what makes a man truly captivating. Thanks for watching. If you want to get the results you wish for fast, then check my limited time offer on my new course, which will skyrocket your success in dating. Click the link right now down below in the description or in the comments and grab this opportunity. See you in there.